So it works that way. If you want to see the surfaces we are using, so here we have them, like numerical values. So the underwater surface works on surface 4, and those surfaces are here on the surface effect 2. And here are colors, and there's mostly empty. Like now I'm about to move this here, so we're gonna have one surface less. Here are distance to camera and hash of the object. It is most used in editor and part numbers and so on. World position X, Y, Z. Yeah, this is this. And helper surface works only in editor mode. And if you want to see all the surfaces, so I'm gonna need to clip it. Like I have only 15 minutes on the YouTube for one video. So we can use split screen. No, not split screen. We can use two cameras. In fact, we have two cameras. Let's play with two cameras. Okay. Oh, let's move it to the pad. Camera 2, active. Now we have two active cameras. Hero is inactive. 1 and 2. The second one is controlled by the pad number 0. Let's close this menu. So we have a split screen. You see, this is our camera. This one, see, it can sync. It's barely visible. And now, which controller is this? This one. Okay, let's go. So, how it works? Oh, that way. Yep. Oh, how fast. Okay, so it works that way. How to slow it down? I don't remember. Okay, so now we can see two cameras. Yeah, we see on the graphic control here. Yeah, like this is the second one. So we can tell it is very blurry. We can split screen that way. It works too. There are some artifacts, but I don't use much of this split screen for now, so it is to be fixed later on. Probably I put the wrong numbers in the sizes of the, or I didn't reset the surfaces. Yeah, those effect surfaces. Okay, let's see, we have a one, and we are turning off the second camera. Okay, so we have one now, and we can use multi-surf. So this is mostly for debugging. And now we can choose this one is this one. After all, post-process. This is the post-normals, after post-processing of normals. This is post-processing of cross, because all those numbers are encoded. If we see the surface menu by mouse. Now as you see, this is surface RGBA float 32. So we have numbers. This is encoded colors. I encoded only 3 8-bit numbers because when I go to 4, there are issues with high precision, and some GPUs, older GPUs, or generally precision in calculating using 4 8-bit numbers like is a mess. I think it is because of the quite old shader process that is in GameMaker runtime, and I found work around it, but it is so tedious and so heavy for GPU to handle real 32-bit numbers, so I cut it to 24 and I can live with that. Like I'm encoding only three numbers of 8-bit, or some other solutions. Like here I have two different values with 16 and 8-bit, or 7 and 17, or something like that, yeah, depending on what I need. But in general, encoding up to 24, like full 32 under current shader state is not working. So and this is post-process past frame on the terrain. It is after everything is decoded. So this is the frame in the past, one step, that is used in the next frame to mix with shaders during the pass, and later on it is added the current state of frame. So this frame is generated before applying all those effect shaders, but after applying outline shader and blur shader and so on. So this is this picture we have previously without effects, and I just save it for another frame. Not in full resolution, but good enough. Okay, and so what we can do this? We can switch, like here is the numeric effects value, like you see this surface. It is numerical value, so it is white because it doesn't make any sense to drop a number. We must decode it, so when it is encoded in the first shader that is calculating all the terrain, it is decoded later in post-process. So it is why it is white, but you see those surfaces here. There is a lot of stuff encoded. And there is nothing, and here is underwater, so let's go up. Yeah, you see where it is. Yep. And as you see, there is some artifact here, where it came from. So let's see, what is this? Color out, maybe something. I don't remember what this surface is. Informations, depth, yeah, as you see, we have some depth. Oh, there is our camera. Depth encoded. Temporary depth, XYZ, also information numbers. And this is everything together. I don't remember what was here. This is the coded color, so without shaders. These outlines and blurs. No, with blurs. I think it is with blurs already. Yeah, there is a fast shader. There is the coding blur also. Okay, we are back in crosses. Okay, let's turn off the multisurf and graphing control. Okay, so you see some artifacts, and if we go exactly on the edge of the water, yes, you see this screen on the front of the camera is cut directly to the screen exists, but pixels that are not filling the equation for inside the for now it is kind of cube that doesn't fill the equation are removed, and because the surface moves separately, so it is not included in the equation. So there is an artifact, yeah, like this is flat and this is moving, so it is sometimes over the water and sometimes under. Like weird effects can be shown here, but if I add some splash or some other disturbance in the field of the water surface when you go underwater, so it will not be visible. Of course, I can add to the equation that water is moving and so on. It will be very complicated, unnecessary. Maybe I add it. In fact, it exists somewhere in the code, but yeah, I don't want to spend time on such tiny things because there will be splash anyway, like you want to see something around this edge, yeah, like when you're cutting the water, so it is not exactly that flat. And the shader is calculating where it is near the shore, so if there is some distance from the surface to the shore, something's happened, so the color is changed and opacity is changed and transparency and so on. Okay, so now we can move to editor, like editor and space. So as you see, things looks differently in the editor, like wait, F1. Okay, as you see, water still exists, but only every third pixel is drawn. If we select it, oh, I hit the right pixel, because we can miss it, and we can select the object beneath it. Yeah, like this one, terrain piece. As you see, the frame rate dropped extremely because we are in editor and every of this object is drawn separately with different way of shading it, different pipeline. Not everything exists. Like, oh, this one. Okay, so now we have selected the water. We are inside the water. And now we are going under the water, so underwater shader works. Only every third pixel is drawn. So, same situation. So this is how it works in editor, and because I'm using same vertex buffer in editor and gameplay, this is why I left this to see how deep water I have selected. So let's see how to select the depth of the water. We are going to object editor because it is selected in mapeditor, so it is on the object editor also. In fact, it is choosing the hash from the surface. Somewhere here is move something. Yeah, somewhere here there is a hash number. Where is the hash number? Hash. What? Oh. Okay. Where we are. Why it works and I don't see the hash here. Okay. Now we have. So this is the hash number. Now I was clicking on the menu. So if we choose anything on the screen and it is something like objects have different hash and it is chosen by this surface. So if we go here and we have a water, we go to some page like body measures for water. There is not much of them. So generic VBOF water, water tiles up. It is to generate the name, and by the name of the vertex buffer, if it is some specific vertex buffer, it's gonna generate it in flight when asked. When you go to the single gameplay and you choose no editor gameplay, it's gonna be done, so everything gonna be redrawn and recreated and so on, all those vertex buffers. Or if you press space in map editor, you see some operations are done, they are just very fast. But I left this mark, so there is a delayed operation that gonna happen in next frame, just to not froze the screen and to show up something is going on. Sometimes it is red when you use the game for first time and you press no editor gameplay. It's gonna generate gigantic vertex buffers and so on. So Here we have a calculated range from where the water is, so some magic point on one of edges. It is the first one, and one x endpoint, one y endpoint, and z point, and we can change size of the water, and you see we have a bigger water. Like now it is that big. Same way we can do for x, and the magic number is 1000 just because. And if we move the water up, like here, we can change transformation to 80 by pressing T. Like we can move water higher up, very high up. If I keep shift, yeah. Okay. And we can make water deeper, like much deeper, like more deeper. Are we very deep? Yeah, we are kind of some very deep.